Hello, it's a good night from here in Australia. It's 11:08 p.m. We're just joining the action of a Crazy House World Championship match between Advocaat and Morlockk. I'm joining at the second game. It looks like Morlockk took the first victory. Morlockk here has the white pieces. Let's just play through the moves very quickly. So we've got an e4, knight c6, knight f6 system. There's been an exchange here on d5. e5 is often quite common. And black's gone straight for pawn at h3, and we join the action here with a sack on f3. So if queen takes f3, I'm guessing knight takes d4 is desired, and if it takes here, then pawn at e4. So let me just see, I've got... Sorry for the double sound there, I had two boards open before. Okay, Morlockk going for the exchanges quickly here. So material, white's up a pawn, but it's got a few gaps here. And nothing really decisive that black could have gained with knight at h3, king g2 or king f1. Both look reasonable. Bishop at g6, hitting the rook, but you know, keeping black safe from any penetration squares with knight at f5, knight at h5. Continues with pawn at e4, and I think black should go for it. And then knight takes d4 is right. You got to be careful. You can't play queen takes d4 because of an exchange, and then rook takes e7, and then white's got the queen in hand. So knight takes d4 is the right capture. I'd say Morlockk on the back foot now a little bit. Advocaat has really chased the initiative early here, and making all the right moves. So pawn at e2 is good. White Dancing Rockstar, Happiness Bunny, Barak your roll. Welcome, guys and girls. I shouldn't say just guys, should I? Okay, so bishop at b5, conceding a bishop to attempt to maintain defense. Ooh, but yeah, that's allowing a lot. Queen takes e7. Let's just rewind here. This knight was on, so was this bishop. But yeah, I think allowing queen takes e7 is letting white in the game in a big way. I just don't know if there was any better way to defend. Maybe there isn't. He could have even castled out of that, possibly, but knight at d4 was chosen. Now king f8 I agree with, because king takes e7 looks very dangerous after knight at d5. Maybe it's actually survivable. But knight at d5, maybe king d7, queen at e7, king here, pawn at d7, king here, d8 queen, and bishop at c8. But then c7 would be on. You'd have to block with the rook on c8. Maybe a holding, but this definitely makes it a lot harder. Unless there was rook f7, but yeah. Okay, a very live game here. So bishop e3, bishop at h3, not just a good aggressive move, but also a defensive move. Oh, that's a blunder. He's missed that the rook can take. Now this is much better for white because pawn at e7 is mating. Also there was queen at e7, king here, queen e8, and then a knight at e7 finish. But okay, bishop takes. Now you can play queen at f8. Oh, okay, he's going for this one. Yeah, seesaw game there. I think Advocaat had the better in the middle game, and then had a few inaccuracies there. The knight takes d4 instead of knight at e2 was probably still a live game. Coleelves, or Colealves? Sorry, let me know how I should pronounce that. Welcome to the chat as well. That's interesting. So, I've never seen this opening before. So d4, and then d5, and then a sack. Knight takes d5. Very interesting. So Morlockk sacking a knight there, a little bit like how I sack my queens. Probably a little bit unnecessary, a little bit unprovoked, but maybe there's some practical opportunity for black. Black's got some center here. So queen takes d5, a threat. So e4, opening up for the bishop. Advocaat wasting no time. He might snap here. No, he didn't. I thought he might just go straight for it. Bishop takes g7. But this is also very nice. The knight is very useful for c6 or f5. So bishop at d7 here is actually not bad to constrain some movement. Queen g5, a more aggressive option. I think queen g5 is a stronger move than bishop at d7, which is more passive. So Morlockk here. Out to claim some initiative after the early piece sack on d5. Katask, kleine Bier. Welcome. Okay, and after the last few moves, you start looking at this and you prefer black a little bit. I think pawn at f4 is a good move because if you allow pawn at g2, then there's bishop takes g3, and it doesn't matter which pawn you capture with, there's either an ugly queen takes e3 or a pawn at h2 to deal with. Maybe black's out of pawns, maybe it would have been a bishop at h2, but nevertheless, this is good to put some resistance up on the dark squares. So if I was black, what would I be thinking here? Well, obviously, queen takes g3 or queen takes f4, right? Because I just sacked my queen. I don't think either of those moves actually carry any merit. The problem is knight at g2, king d2 is just pushing white's king to safety and opening up this file. So while amusing and entertaining, queen takes g3 is not really a good move. Now this kind of steps in the way of knight at f5 or even just knight f5. You know, maybe white wants to be cautious because of... Yeah, I agree with knight f5. Maybe I was thinking of capturing this way only because this knight covered f3, but it's fine because the knight's on g3. If knight at f3, you can capture it and then capture this queen because e2 is defended by this knight. I actually think queen takes f3, knight takes h4, and white should be better there. But he's going for a mate threat, knight at h6 instead. Okay. Is there any miss in that? Knight at h6 or knight at f6, both very deadly. So if queen at c1, you'd block with the bishop to keep the knight in hand. That would be critical. d2's covered. So, you know, pawn at g2 is too slow. Knight at h6 is a very direct mate threat. Takes, takes, takes. Bring this other knight in. Well, it's... Can he run out here? I don't think that's safe. That should be curtains. Queen at g5 is a win here. Mate in 2. Very clean. You've got to be careful you don't let black out of the bag here. And you know, or knight h5 even. Yes. So Advocaat taking some time because it's very tempting to play knight f5 and then black could actually get away. But Advocaat taking the win there. I have a feeling Morlockk just missed knight at h6 there. I would expect Morlockk to defend if he had seen knight at h6. Okay, but Morlockk up 2 games to 1. Opera in Disguise, Slim MG, Vibe Have Chess, and yeah, Katask saying pawn at e2, no fear. Yes, no fear. Sometimes no fear and also no victory, unfortunately, in that case. Okay, Advocaat pushing aggressively here. Now c3 is hanging. I don't like castles because I think you should hold on to this pawn here. So knight c3. Okeizh, raiding with a party of 4. Okay. Come join the fun, okay. Our vibe of chess says, my dear is Cristiano Ronaldo. We played crazy. Yeah, we just played 4 games earlier today. Good games. So, what just happened there? Why did black drop a knight? Okay. So Advocaat quite liberal here, giving up the knight on c3. There's no knight at e2 trick yet, and there won't be with rook e1. So here, yeah, I think black's got to take this and play bishop at f3 and just go in, because if black doesn't make something out of this structure, black's just going to be down a piece for a pawn, and you know, white has ways in here. I feel like white was liberal giving up this pawn on c3, and then black was also quite liberal giving up this knight on c3 that was left behind. Wow, okay, he's just going for it. So here, as white, you probably want to capture here and prove that you've got something. You could even play knight at f6. That's a consideration, because black is never going to have a force mate threat, because both f3 and h3 are covered by the queen. So if you play knight at f6 and you can win the queen from black, black's got 3 knights in hand, but can't really force mate you, and you've got a mate in 1 threat on e7. So knight at f6 was also a reasonable play, as is bishop at f6. As long as you're threatening something, you know, you can't really go wrong as white here. So maybe knight e6, pawn at g7, look to promote on h8. This is also very strong, still the same threat, it's just not with check. Oh, nice. So instead of pawn at g7, the bishop at h6 is to leave the g7 square open for the knight. And that's probably force mate somewhere in there. Yeah, e6 is nice, and then knight at e5 and pawn at c5. Clean finish. Okay, Morlockk very convincingly winning game 4, now up 3-1. Okay. okeizh says, I got knocked out by Morlockk 0-6. Yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear you knocked out, okay, but good run in the Crazy House World Championship knockout stage. Alright, Katas says, white could try bishop b5 or along those lines to exhaust black of blockers. Bishop b... Yeah, gsvc says, what is this piece sack? I said that Morlockk sacrifices his knight a little bit like I sacrifice my queen. So, you know, who am I to say that, you know, the knight sack is bad? I mean, it's like the pot calling the kettle black, right? So, okay, we've got no shortage of aggression from Advocaat. Really goes for the jugular as quickly as he can. If takes here, knight at f6 here. White's short a pawn, but looks too dangerous. Knight takes here and bishop d4. Okay, bishop at g5 played. I like hg still here. Because black can't take his eye off either f6 or h6, because the knight is going to come in. Opus, your queen sacks are good, you understand them the best. Vibe Chess says, I'm like 2400 in Crazy House, can you give some suggestions? If you're 2400 in Crazy House, just keep playing. Play lots. you know, play lots, play against the strongest player you can find online. My biggest piece of advice is not to look at your rating. Just play. Alright. Knight g3. So black kind of got white on the back foot there. Not really sure if white could have done anything about that, but Morlockk is pushing back very convincingly here. This is not really much to be concerned about for black. This is probably more concerning what's going on over here. Yeah, king f1, pawn at h3 looks natural. Yeah, takes, pawn at g2, pawn at f3 looks incredibly strong. If you take the bishop, pawn at g2, king e1, and f2 mate. Oppa says your queen sacks are good. You understand the best. But some thought you would be even better without doing it very often. Ah, yeah, probably. If I played some decent openings, didn't give away my queen, played with, sleep, not at 5 a.m. There's a lot of things I could do to give myself better odds at winning games, but, I just feel it's mostly about promoting the game, and at the moment, with the time I have, I've got to do what I can with the time I have. So, if I'm sacking a queen amongst all the other disadvantages I normally have, then what's the difference, really? Okay. This is just tough. So it takes knight at f3, pawn at g2 is mate. If captures here, then I was looking at bishop takes f2. Had some thought with queen f6, but it didn't go that way. So now is there mate? King back, knight at f3. At the least you can capture the queen if you're short a pawn. So here, yeah, you can do it this way. You can even just take on g7 if you want it, but surely winning the queen is winning the game here. Okay, Morlockk up 4-1. Winning with move 2, knight takes d5. Okay, so a bit of a change up here. Moving the knight to e2 to support c3. So as white, you can be reasonably happy here. I mean, white has good space advantage. There's a pawn that's blocking black's progress. You just feel here that black is always kind of a step behind. So what's the material count? White's up a rook for a pawn, and has one advantage in that the piece is already looking at the king. So Morlockk wasting no time, going for bishop takes f7. That's quite reasonable. Probably looking for a knight at g5 hit on the queen. There we go, and that's got a very direct threat of rook at h8 takes, king back, knight at h6 check. So that's got to be defended. But okay, you can put another knight on g5. You'd still threaten rook at h8, queen at f8, and mate. This is also very strong. So bishop at h6, covering the mate threats just for now. So black probably improved just slightly having a bishop there to defend, but still down on material. So maybe playing for knight at f4. Is there anything on the back rank? Rook at e8, knight here. It could even have been queen at e8, knight here, sack. Bishop at e8, king back, pawn at f7, rook at g8 might have been stronger, but that's not obvious. Queen at e8. So sacking. I mean, white's still very strong here. You've got knight at f6. Knight at g6 doesn't quite work because you could take back, but you could play knight at f6 here, and after king here. Yeah. Queen h5 nearly works. Like, you're getting pretty fancy there. Yeah, it does work actually. That's quite fun. So I was thinking knight at f6, king h8, queen h5. You can't take with a bishop because of queen at g8. If you take with a knight, there was pawn at g7, king here, bishop at h6. If king up, knight at h8, so king had to go back, knight at g6 check. And then if pawn takes queen at h7, if bishop takes queen at g8. Never mind that though. Anyway, that's where my fancy mind was taking me. So pawn at h6 here. Still knight at f6 and captured looked like it made sense. I guess he's thinking if rook takes g5, he's just going to take f4. Okay, well, captures here, takes here. You just got to watch out for knight at e2. Yeah. I mean, white's clearly better, but I like knight at f6 and queen h5 for elegance points. Even here, maybe queen takes f4 was a little bit cleaner. It's one of these cases where white's still completely fine here, but the longer you let a game drag out, the more you increase the chance of blundering it somewhere. And here I think pawn at g5 makes sense. Just continue blocking there. Yep. Now if king takes, you can't take here because of knight at e2, so you'd have to take h6, and then yeah, something's got to give after that, because if takes here, knight at f6, king here, queen at h8 takes, rook at h7 mate, and you can't, if you take with a king, you lose it here. Alright, so Morlockk ignoring the queen threat, basically claiming he's got enough to mate here. Now rook here. Okay, there should be mate here. Yeah, if you wanted, you could start with taking here. And if takes, then knight at f7 takes, queen at here, queen takes g7, king here, knight at g3, and queen g5 to finish. Ooh, big move. If takes, queen at g7, and if this way, queen at g5. So Morlockk dropping the hammer right at the end there with queen takes h6. Takes a 5-1 lead, and I think we're going to see knight takes d5 again because he just won a game with it. Okay, Advocaat putting the queen on an active square. I can't say black is winning because of this opening. I think when black wins, it's because Morlockk is outplaying his opponent. Um, but it's interesting. I mean, the idea seems to be basically, well, I clear the center, and someday I'll get e5, and then I'll just practically play from there. So Morlockk looking to get e5 in. Advocaat challenging, still with more pieces than black, but playing e5 anyway. Okay, well, we've got to take that. I guess he's just saying if you take everything, I'm going to put a bishop on f6 and then I'm skewering here. But I still feel then you should just sack your queen. But yeah, not everyone wants to sack their queen like that. So instead, we're kind of even on material here again. Black's got the bishops, white's got the knights. But if you're black and you've started with move 2, knight takes d5 with a sack, then you're probably not complaining at this point because you've achieved good king safety, balanced material. Here bishop at d2, I think. Yeah, I would have chosen bishop just to grab this knight. Alright, nice Katask and GSVC in chat. GSVC saying, of course, always take all and be a pawn away from being destroyed. Yeah, different definitions of elegance. For me, it's sacking your queen. For GSVC, it's taking every pawn on the board. Nice. Okay, you liking black again here. Problem is this knight is difficult to defend. Queen g4, you lose the queen. So the queen to c4, but this is now a free knight. I could even just sack here and win the queen back, and then white's dark squares are really open. Okay, we're just going for the knight takes, I think. Queen takes or rook takes here? Rook takes. Yeah, I don't see any fancy finish here just yet. Maybe pawn at f3 is an idea, or pawn at h3 is an idea. I like pawn at h3. Pawn at h3 is a sweet move. I mean, not necessarily winning, but there's just so much trickery. Like pawn at h3, your threat is knight e2 check to win with queen takes g2, but it's also blocking off the defense of h1, so you actually can threaten taking the rook and rook at h1 too. So pawn at h3 is one of those sneaky, oh, it's really obvious, knight e2 check is the threat, and then if white plays something like bishop at f3, then you sneak in and take the rook, and you've got rook at h1. It's one of those sort of tricks where maybe there's a defense to pawn at h3, maybe you've got to take on g3 and white works out okay, but from a practical sense it looked alright. So knight at g4 looks good here. Rook at c1, also an idea. Okay, he goes for rook at c1. Yeah, is this mating? Queen takes takes, king back, pawn at h2, rook at g1. Yeah, I think that was mate here. But again, like, Morlockk is just so safe at home that as long as he keeps making progress without losing all steam, it's going to be very difficult for white to come back. So he elects to leave this knight in favor of defending the bishop with the queen. Okay, this is pretty much curtains for white. Like, bishop at f1, you lose the queen, queen at e1 check, bishop at f1 blocks, and black's in with queen takes f2 and rook at g1. Otherwise, if the queen retreats, pawn at g2, or something with a rook somewhere is going to be too much. So a very convincing win from Morlockk. Looks like Morlock's going to take this one 6-1. And, you know, to not leave a stream too short, I'm opening up to the chat. Who wants to play? We've got some players in chat. We've got Katars, we've got Oppa, we've got GSVC. There's a lot more. Who wants to play? I'm probably not... My brain's not moving fast enough to play 1-0, but I could play 3+2. Katask says, I volunteer Genna 217. Legion, welcome. Morlockk, congratulations on your victory. Very convincing. 6-1. Advocaat, bad luck, but you know, well done on your journey through the Crazy House World Championship to date to make it this far. Okay. GSBolt says yes, GSVC wants to play. Okay, GSVC says that is not how volunteering works. No, you're wrong there. That is how volunteering works. It happens all the time. It's like you have a manager and they say, hey, I've got an opportunity for you. I've volunteered you for this project. And you're like, no! But that's how volunteering works in the real world. So, let's find GSVC. Where are you? You've not played any Crazy House recently. Alright. So we will offer a match request and see if GSVC accepts. High Tension says, hi John, can you put the link for the CWC fund? Actually, if you're on Twitch, there's a button at the bottom, and I've been really slack. I just never get around to changing it. But it says donate to the 1 minute candidates or something like that from last year. If you click that button, that will go to the donation page. So I should go and change that. I apologize. Alright. GSVC, yeah, Katask is your manager, GSVC, and he's volunteered you for this project to play against me. That's how the world works. So GSVC is accepted. We're going to have a bit of fun here. Alright, D4. Well, we'll just play D5. So, big respect for GSVC. I have to play a very, very good game to win against GSVC. But yeah, entertainment first, I think. So if there's a loose queen sack in there somewhere, then don't hate me for it. It's just entertainment value. Alright, so, you know, white could be looking for this sort of plan normally. So I feel inclined to play bishop g4 here. Alright. What's my grand plan? I think my grand plan is not to commit to castling just yet because of h4. So that's my grand plan, which is one move deep at the moment. Okay. Alright, well, I've heard it said that Jasugi says if you castle queenside you win. So we'll castle queenside. Alright. So instinctively I'm gonna take this and play knight at c3, just because that's a gap in white's well, let's not call it defense. There's a weakness on c3, right? That's why I'm playing it. Okay, so gsvc offers the first queen sack of the day. The Kataska said sometimes you gotta sack your queen first against John to win, right? Alright, I'll accept. So pawn at c4 is just the waste. I'm trying to hit c2 here. Okay, knight at e5. I'm just saying, well, I think there's mate if I take d2. Like there'll be a knight at e4 check, and I'm just instinctively thinking I've got enough. I might not, but it's enough to get white worried. Alright, I gotta try to not run out of time. That's what I'm most guilty of these days, is my slow-moving brain. So let's see realistic. If he went rook hc1, could I take this? Okay, he's not going for it. Let's not waste our time. Alright, I like bishop at a6. I think there's a real threat here. Can I just sack here? Alright, we could be sneaky and play knight e4 instead. Yeah, let's go with that option. So queen sack. Oh yeah, alright. That's not gonna work if he's gonna take my fun away. But even then I can probably take this one. This just got really interesting. The idea was if takes here, knight here, king here, queen at h1, blocker, bishop takes d3, takes, pawn at e2, king here, take. But that was a miss, but maybe just fine. Wow, donation. High Tensions donated $25. That's huge. Thanks so much. Says High Tensions, aka Mr. Hansen. I'm a Crazy House fan, and my thing disappeared before I could finish reading it. Apologies. If I take this, Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm not comfortable taking this. I don't like rook b1, knight at b6, takes. I think I'm open to a knight at c6, which might mate me eventually. Whereas this way, I'm keeping a live threat with knight c3. If he takes here, we'll take this one. I better shut up and play just for now. Really appreciate the donation. High tensions. There's trickery here. There's trickery to be aware of. There's time to be aware of as well. So I should be better here. Like black doesn't really have any problems. There's knight takes. Yeah, except I ran out of time. How lame. That's typical though. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have talked so much. It's like black's got no problems, except I'm out of time. Sorry. I'm not even playing without increment. I have increment and I'm still that slow. Yep, there's takes a6 and knight at h2. I know, that's pretty sad. Like, you've done all the hard yards to get there, and then you just talk and not move, and you lose. Don't do that. That's something you should not do. You learn from my stream. Don't talk on your stream and not move. You lose. But it was a really nice game with 94 and you know, there's stuff going on E2. That was a good fun game. What's going on here? I feel I don't want to relinquish d5 so easily. Okay. So he wants d5. This looks alright. d4, I get knight at d6, it's not really worth much, is it? What about knight at f5? Yeah, I feel like he's getting the development he wants. What can we do against that? Alright, we'll play knight at f5 first. There's knight takes g7 as well. I think this is the one. Bishop at a3, bishop at c5. I think bishop at c5. If there's a queen sack, I don't have any initiative, but then I'll be up a queen for a pawn. Okay. So second game, if I'm right, GSVC has been the first to sack his queen. And he won the first game against me. Even if it's on time, whatever. He sacked the queen and he won. So this is a good move. I'm now on the defensive here. There's actually some genuine initiative, but maybe I gotta sack the queen back and take on f5. Alright, I think we'll do that. Ah, that's annoying. I thought he would take this one first, so now I'm dropping this knight. Okay, I can block here, then he takes this one. I can block this way. Yeah, let's block this way. So what's the material looking like? It's pretty much balanced here, except after this I go a pawn up. Maybe it's like bishop at b4, bishop at d2, d3, something like that. Alright, not so convoluted. Yeah, I kind of want to trade queens, but I don't have to. Alright, regardless of what happens on the board here, number one goal is not to lose on time this game. So bishop takes c5, just reclaims equal. He's got this rook e1 trick. I have to stop rook e1. Queen takes d4. Gotta stop knight takes f2. Oh, I've left knight takes e3 hanging. That was bad. Yeah, knight takes e3 takes queen at e1 mate. I should have just put the queen straight on g3. I was kind of angling for making him put a knight here because I had a bishop at d3 threat, but I missed knight takes e3. Wow, okay, how does that work? Oh, he's got knight at e4, okay. Yeah, alright, we're going too slow again. So if I can open up the H file, that's not bad. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up and just play here, guys. Sorry, I'm disappointed at how I lost one of the games before. Whoa, why am I doing that? That just makes no sense. I don't know why I took that. I must be tired. That's my only reasoning for that. No, I brain farted, and that is not going to cut it against GSVC. Maybe I could have taken d4, rook takes e2, king takes e2, but I'm not playing well enough to, or rather, my brain doesn't have enough capacity to talk and play at the moment. So Sorry it's been so poor the first two games for me. I find this situation very common for myself, which isn't a good thing, but it's like if I lose the first 2 to 4 games like at this high level, I'm not like finding that's unexpected. Like I just start so slow, and I like need a few games to play some really bad moves or to play too slow. And then if I'm like warm by maybe game 6 or something, that's pretty normal. So I'm usually like playing catch up. Um, but like that's just not good condition to play these tournament matches. So I think I'm better on the sidelines as an organizer this year than joining the field when I'm nearly expecting to be down in the first couple matches. Okay, what do we do here? Yeah, all right. We'll just hit so that we get another bishop in hand. We're hitting d3. Could be worse. Brain sharded. Brains hearted. I don't understand that Blunderman one. Sorry. Yep, Katas. This looks like the games we just saw by Morlockk. GSVC looking to go 2-0 in Queen 6. Okay, knight at b4, defending c6. Well, attacking c6, defending d3. That's what my brain was trying to say. If bishop b5, c4. Alright, we'll defend c6. Yeah, knight at b8's pretty sad, isn't it? So alright, we'll go with c5. which is maybe what I should have played the move earlier, actually. I missed that bishop takes c3 was a possibility, because now d5. Yeah, but now it hits a5. I don't know. Let's not overthink it. Knight takes, bishop takes d3 is the idea. Bishop takes here. Oh, another donation. TMP account 1234 says, Johnny streaming, my weekend is made. Donated $30. That's huge. Thank you so much for the support. I need to start playing better, guys. I'm getting donations. I can't let donations come in and play poor quality. Thanks for the inspiration. So you know, there's a goal down the bottom right, but $2,000 is already a guaranteed prize fund for the Crazy House World Championship. What you should know is, I'll basically say, if whatever. I'm gonna sack my queen. If we make the 2,000 target that's on the channel, what that allows me to do is guarantee $2,000 for the next Crazy House World Championship in 2021. So look, it's guaranteed for this year for sure, but yeah, I like to see, you know, donations of this volume go back into the game. You know, it's not about it reaching my pocket. We've got to, you know, we've got limited funding in the game, and we've got to make use of it and make it go as far as we can. So, oh crap, he's disconnected. That was close. I'm just rambling on here while GSVC nearly ran out of time in a good position. Okay. So I'm losing d5. Oh, he's given me c3. I've got e2. That's looking dangerous. Okay, well, he's trying to cover h3, but well, I'm happier with black than white here. I just want to knock this queen around, and I'm going to get the most out of pawn at h3 and knight at e2. Maybe he got distracted with connection issues. He who sacks his queen first laughs last. I think, well, I added the word queen, but my good friend Bugzilla, that was a saying from, like, I don't know, 20 years back in Bughouse. He said, he who sacks first laughs last. So I just added queen in the middle of that. He who sacks queen first laughs last. Okay, yes. So I just thought I'd make that clear with the funding. So look, really appreciate all the donations that come through, and the community appreciates it a lot. We'll do more exciting things with that in future. Okay, I'm on the board, so we'll play a d4. Bishop f4 or bishop g5. I think theoretically bishop g5 is probably the stronger move. But look, I'm out of book here already, so who am I to make a statement about what's strong? Okay, I'm gonna play knight e5 just to avoid bishop g4, so that when I commit this bishop to d3, my knight isn't tied down to f3. Yeah, I'm tempted to take g6 already. In fact, I will do it. I could have taken here, but then after knight at e5, there could be queen e8. So e5, nice aggressive push. Can I take f6? Is there anything on? Probably not. Let's work this one out. Okay. I'm gonna get hit with a pawn at f7 or a pawn at h7. I'm just seeing if I can get something aggressive going sooner rather than later. Well, okay. This looks like an interesting idea. So maybe pawn at g5 first. Yeah. I don't know. Spending way too much time on this move, but trying to be creative. Really just brute force trying to come in on dark squares. I just feel if I let black take here and play pawn at f7 or pawn at h7, then I just start losing the initiative, and black's very well developed, so I'm going to be on the back foot. So this is an attempt to just make things complicated. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a good approach. Okay, I think that's a very accurate move. Can I take this? My g6 is not covered. e2 is under mate threat. I can play pawn at f3. Yeah, I think with the time I have, I've got to respect that move. But it is not ideal because I want every pawn I have in hand, so he's making me consume an attacking asset. Okay. Yeah, pretty solid. So what if I just leave it for now? Because the moment I take this, I lose my initiative. Even if I take here first and then take here, pawn at h6, he just takes here. He just takes all the pieces. I needed that extra pawn in hand. Now what? Don't really have a good move here. He might just start taking pawns. He could be justified doing it. Alright, we'll go for it now. This is just instinctive sacking. Just sacking one piece after another piece. But I got my pawn on h6. Alright. Let's play some quick moves. The problem is I don't have much time to figure this out. Okay, we got the queen sack in. And bringing the second queen in. That's a good win. Bit of a bullshit attack, sacking all those pieces, but I guess the result justifies the means, right? Okay. So I should change, I should change the title of the stream. We've got now GSVC versus John Lee. Crazy House. Oh. There we go. Okay, both sides very solid. I'll play a6, I think. We'll stop knight b5 from happening. Yes, this is just a friendly match, guys, but look out for GSVC. GSVC is already confirmed as one of the candidates this year. So we've got top talent on display. Yeah, it might not be sound. Let's take it this way first. Now g5, and then knight at f5. Ooh, okay. Didn't anticipate this one. Okay. So we'll give a piece for a pawn back. I'd rather retain d5. So this is the kind of position I think GSVC likes and will play very well. He's positionally safer than black, and it's rather chess-like, if I can say so. And I think this is the sort of position where he'll excel at grinding a slow advantage. In fact, I've not been surprised at any of the last few moves. This one I'm surprised at. I thought he would have just taken this one, but okay. I should defend d5. Do I move the old knight? Because then this knight can be taken. No, we'll put a new knight on. So he might just take here and then play pawn at g6. That would be very solid. I don't have to take that. Maybe I do. G6 is looking horrible. What if I take with a queen? Can I run pawn at g6? No, I'm looking like I'm mated here. Unless I can... I probably have to defend f7 there. I'm in all sorts of trouble here. So if queen at g8, takes, pawn at h7 here, rook at g8, king e7. So I thought there would be a stronger move from him, but this is very strong anyway. Okay, king takes or bishop takes? I think bishop takes. I use a knight. Oh, if I use a knight, queen h5 is pretty deadly. No, I'd rather use the knight than the bishop. Okay, ooh, knight at g6, yuck. Okay, I can't recapture that. I have to defend. It's getting brutal here. Still have no attack in sight. So I lose that one, I take this one. But at least queen h5 is not coming in. Very small consolation there. Okay, we've got to cover f8. Oh, I have a check. Can I take this? This looks dangerous for white. Surely there's a mate somewhere. If my brain was going faster, maybe I'd see it. I'm gonna end up getting mated myself now. That was dumb. Because now, yeah, rook at g8. He has rook f8, and then he wins on h. I must have missed a mate there. Knight here, knight. Ah, maybe not. Ah, maybe, yeah. Second guessing too much here. Yeah, knight at g6, mates. I'm gonna run out of pieces. Oh, what? Hang on. What just happened there? No, he didn't have to take that way. This... I should still be dead, but he's given me a lifeline here. Yeah, he can defend this. Yeah, that's the critical move. Knight at f1, and I should just run out of steam from here. Nah, I'm just running out of pieces, aren't I? It was fun though. I'm like literally, I'm gonna end up losing by actually losing all my pieces here. Alright, I give up. I don't know if I missed something there. I feel like I should have had something more. But much earlier, not when he kind of gave me some flexibility to move around. Okay, gsvc up 3-2. Interesting game so far. So this is the modern day cat and mouse opening where black insists on white taking this and white saying no thanks. Is knight takes d5 a move? Probably not. Knight takes d5, knight takes e5. Bishop takes. Nah, let's not complicate things. Against an opponent of this strength, I need to conserve some time for the important decisions later in the game. I'm gonna consider backing off here. I don't have to play it now, but we can castle first. Missed my chance to play it. Maybe I should have played bishop d3. This is some kind of theory, I feel. Pawn at h3 or I mean, I'm up a piece for a pawn, and I feel I'm comfortable for some reason. Oops. So bishop at f5. The reason why I was thinking of bishop d3 instead of castles there to avoid this line is not so much because, you know, this line could be horribly bad. I just felt my opponent would be more comfortable playing into that line. And if there's a saying in poker, you play the man, not the cards. And I feel like I want to play positions where my opponent is not familiar, rather than positions where they are. Yeah, this is good. This is good for black. Knight takes c2, bishop at a4, possibly. Ooh, queen sack. Defending d7 first, that's the idea there. And he wants to take my rook. So this just feels good for white though. Surely there's something I got here. Alright, let's figure this out. It's just a feeling that white should have something here. Alright, I'm gonna go with pawn to d6. If I missed this, knight at e2. Yeah, but my big play was actually knight takes a1, queen here, but this is a setback. There's knight at e2 is a problem. I have to concede. I got to defend for a move. Yeah, that's a very nice move order, because now rook at h1 is actually mating me. I just completely played this game into his hands. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, that's beautiful play from GSVC, but all the way from bishop d3, where I could have denied that whole opening, is where I think I went wrong. No, we'll play c6 to cover that. We'll bring the bishop out to d6. Question from Adfinem says you play poker. Not really these days. I used to play poker when I was younger. Well, Queen G4's coming. Better look out for that. Yeah, okay. I have to attack this, or else Queen G4 is just too strong. Oh, what? He's just got... Yeah, he's got knight takes d5. I thought there was no pawn on offer, but there is. So... he's got pawn at h7, pawn at g7, mate. I have to defend. And then pawn at e7 is already, like, completely winning. That's just... I'm just so blind these days. It's, if I take with a knight... I gotta take with a knight and grovel, I think. That's all I got. I mean, it's really elegant play from gsvc, but just to not even see it miles out is what's disappointing. So king e7. So I think pawn at g6 is just very clean here. Yeah. Like white basically just needs to keep making aggressive moves so that black doesn't get a chance to play pawn at h3. And so here, like, I have to cover f8 queen. It's got to be this move. Because knight takes f7, just pawn at g6, rinse and repeat. You'll run out of knights eventually. So, like, pawn at h3 is my only chance here. And if white just continues to apply pressure to make that not possible, I think white should be fine. But that's why the knight is on g5. It is to at least try to make a chance on g2. Oh, that's interesting. So... okay. I'm not complaining too much about how the last few moves have gone because I've got some material back there with the knight. Pawn at h3 is still a valid threat. I just got to defend until it becomes available. So now it's probably now or never, right? But I don't really have enough. Should I play something like knight h5 maybe? I have to try to win the queen perhaps. There's pawn h3 takes. Like queen f6 is a mate threat, so pawn here, knight here. Just instinctively don't feel I have enough to mate black. To mate white. I'm trying to mate white here, aren't I? No, I could be actually, no. I have bishop h3 as a follow-up. So maybe I do have enough. Okay, well. Am I missing something here? Because my king can run. Alright, I'm gonna take a risk. It's got knight c7, which looks winning. Oh, what? Why did I allow that? King takes b5, surely. Okay, but I gotta check. Alright, I didn't see bishop at c6 was checked. That was just fortune. I found safety on accident. Alright, he's busted now. Oh boy, that's not a nice way to win. I accidentally checked his king with bishop at c6, and even then, I think he should have played maybe bishop takes c8 instead of pawn at a6 to remove the defender off b7, and then he could follow with bishop at a6 and rook at b7. No, I was gone for all money that game. I don't know what happened there. Alright, I'm going to change my move order this time. So let's play bishop d3. Okay. Now, if I take, he gets d4. But I think I can play rook e1, rook f1. Is it something I have to avoid? Alright, I'll go with bishop e3. Hmm. Okay, I'm just going to allow it. I can see the idea behind this. So the idea is that it defends it, and then queen h4 is still valid. And if I don't take it, then there's d4. But I can take a certain way. So maybe here, bishop f4. I got to avoid losing a piece for a pawn, and also defend this. But I did want to play rook f1 and king g1. Because I feel if white can artificially castle, then black has not been successful with the f2 sack. Wow, alright. That was not expected. So knight at f6 is on. Yeah, I'm gonna settle for that. But I'm not gonna take this way. I'm just gonna complete my mission of artificially castling. So what's the material balance? It's like I got a queen for 2 pawns and a piece. So if I played knight takes f4, there would have been bishop at d4 check and bishop takes here. So I think if black can get white's king off balance, black can claim an advantage. So here at the moment I'm just more concerned about the king's safety before anything else. Okay. So I don't really have any tricks on the back. I'm just gonna comfortably sack that queen back. Okay, bishop at d4. That's okay. I'll concede that queen. So if bishop takes, I might consider sacking my knight. Material is pretty balanced. I'm just a pawn down here, but I'm more concerned about initiative, so that's why I've given the queen back. So rook g8, interesting. So if knight d5 is keeping, preventing the knight from being sacrificed, basically. What about knight b5, bishop e5? Yeah, I like knight b5 here. Also knight at b5, and then knight takes d5. Well, what's wrong with just taking on h7, actually? Yeah. We'll go for that instead. So pawn at h3, I can play queen at g3. If knight at h4, pawn at g7. What's this? Queen at g1 takes, knight at f2. Can I just take it? Is there any threat here? Yeah, maybe I should just play a rook here. Black can castle. I just feel having more coverage on the g file can't be a bad thing. So if he does castle, I've got takes. Wait, this feels like it's too dangerous. Wait, have I just blown it? He's safe on e5. He got away. Ah, surely I blew it there. So e2's defended. No, but come on. Knight takes c7. Up here, rook d5. If your king went back, bishop. Yeah, bishop. That's just a blow. I actually was instinctively going to go knight takes c7, and then I got distracted with bishop takes f5. Okay. um. Do I want to capture that one? Yeah, I'm gonna take that. So here I'm looking at getting something on h3. There could be some timely opportunity to play g5. I think I should put the queen on c8 just so it doesn't get hit by knight at c5 or knight at e5. I'm encouraged by this bishop coming out and then going back. So if there's a knight at f4, maybe there's a g5. Okay. Do we just rush in? Okay. Instinctive decision. I don't think there's anything decisive here. It just feels like I should get some material back. Um, Just trying to maintain some aggression here. So knight f2 doesn't quite look like enough. We'll go this way. Knight f2 now, not so different. Knight d2. Maybe knight d2 first. I need to make f3 a threat, so that if all the swaps happen, then I have knight at f3 as the remaining threat. So, in principle, when you have this fianchetto setup, it's very difficult for white to make a counter-attack, you know, that's like a forced mate. So that's why in principle I've gone very aggressive and sack heavy, because I basically got the fortress set up. And even though I've started by sacking a piece, yeah, this should be mate, surely. Where is it? I think here first. Yeah. I'm just going to take a quick toilet break, guys. Alright, I'm going to call last 3 games there, just so we have an even number that we wrap up on. It's nearly 1 AM here. I'm going to have to go to work tomorrow. Ben WH2 says, at Generally Crazy House, will you ever do another man vs machine match? I'd like to see some odds games. I think man vs machine was more interesting when the engines were still quite young and still being developed, but now it's honestly not much of a contest. The engines are just so much stronger, regardless of whether that's a stockfish or if it's a a crazy Ara kind of engine. So yeah, not high on my agenda list, the man vs machine match. Probably more looking to get back to some bug house and bug house, yeah, maybe some new stuff with new variants, maybe if it's Crazy House 960 or CR1 chess, trying to coordinate with some high-profile GMs to raise the profile of some games. That's probably higher on the list. I mean, this feels terrible, but I might even just concede e5 here. Like, yeah, knight at f3. It just feels like there's trouble to hold on to this pawn, because bishop f4 and bishop c5. So I'm actually going to concede a third pawn, which makes black better material-wise. And it is a nice central pawn as well, but I just didn't like the alternatives. So bishop c5, king h1. I don't mind losing a rook for a knight here. I just want a safe king. Okay, he's definitely knocking my bishop around. It's all been done very resourcefully. So knight e3. No, he's going that way first. Then knight e3 is more annoying, isn't it? It's very crafty. I guess I've got bishop f2. So maybe he'll ignore the queen and play h3. That's quite a nice move too. As if takes. Yeah, he couldn't take the knight, but this bishop is actually a pretty good asset for white. So he's going for it. But now, like, what if I play bishop at h5? We start making a threat. Pawn at g6, you can take it. I think I'm gonna go aggressive. Okay, pawn at g6. I sense he's seen something that it's not actually that much to be afraid of. But oh, he's got knight at g3 maybe? No, takes. Alright, I'll go through with the plan. There's bishop at f4. So, I mean, I say bishop at f4 because the queen still covers g5, so that there's no bishop takes f7. Okay, but he's gone for the knight here. So, if I take this and take my foot off the pedal, he starts attacking me here. If I take here and pawn at e7, yeah, I like that one. Just all out fighting fire with fire here. And at a certain stage, if my attack fizzles out, then I got to take this knight. I just can't allow him to take this knight without having a mate threat. So maybe here is where I should cash out. So knight at d6 could be a play as well. I don't know if he'll try to attack me. No. Knight at d6 is winning here. Can't take this because of mate, and if queen takes, bishop takes, and queen at e7 is unstoppable. So knight at f2, king g1, knight h3, king f1. It looks pretty clean. Unless I've just missed something, which has been known to happen of late. Yeah, I don't see it. That was actually a very nice game. A fight fire with fire. I don't think giving up e5 should be correct theoretically, but going beyond that point, I'm not complaining with that game. So if you look at my scoreline, I actually got into gear within the first 4 games. It was 2-all. So yeah, h6. Kind of just want to do something different. He's allowed e5. But do I just lose a pawn if I play e5? Alright. Here we just develop naturally. Normally I wouldn't like playing e6 with a bishop on c8, so we've got that out of the way. Is anything coming to hit me quickly? Alright, f4. He's just playing solid. He's controlling e4 and e5 very nicely, so he's got a space advantage. f5's on his way. I could play bishop at g6 or h6. I'll play h6. I feel like I need to cover dark squares. Alright, he's allowing the capture. Is it good for him? Alright, I'm not gonna venture this way. We'll just try to take the piece that's the furthest from the king's side and neutralize the most dangerous piece at the moment, which could be making some threats to my king. Okay, I have to take that. Wow, he's gone super aggressive on me. No, we better take this. We have to neutralize that one first. Now, what's critical is if this queen gets to h5, it's painful for black. So, yeah, I'm going to concede a few pieces here, but... Alright, we've got relative safety. Okay, we'll be a little bit aggressive. Still defending f6, but threatening to make some inroads. This pawn was always going on g7. Yeah, he's saying he's going to be aggressive first. Alright, let's grab this. Okay, it's just the clock now. Gotta worry about. So the play here is an opening on e2, which he's not going to give me. So every piece and pawn matters here. That's quite annoying, that move. I can't concede the queen because of knight at f6. As have no target to hit. This doesn't even hit anything. Oh, bishop at e5. That's gonna hurt. I just feel like a sitting duck here. I feel like I'm getting mated with pawn at g6 and bishop h5. There's got to be mate here for white. Yeah, rook at h7, rook f7. Very nice. It brings in the pin. That's mate in 2. Oh, he took the knight. This is good enough too. Very nice. That was a fine demonstration of how the minor pieces are stronger than the queen in that sort of position. I just felt like he forced it from my hands with the advantage that the minor pieces gave him. Nice game from GSVC. Okay, so knight d5 is not a move. I'm just guessing it's not a move. I don't even need to really look too deep into it. So, yeah, let's just completely change it up with a different move for this last game of the night. So I'm playing knight f4 just instinctively because these are the squares that look like they're going to be critical. And then I've got to work out if there's even a way in. So I'm playing knight at a5 here because, yeah, if I break with f3, I feel sometimes something can go wrong on the dark squares. I don't think there's an immediate threat from black. Maybe bishop at g3, but doesn't really have to be taken. So I'd like to have a bishop in hand to penetrate e6 and continue defending. Possibly a bishop on b7, but I don't think taking the rook's that great. Maybe he'll go bishop at g3. But I mean, this also undermines e4. Okay, he's going bishop at a6. So I'm going to take this one. I'm not too concerned about this rook. Maybe a bishop at h3 gets met with knight at g5 though. So put a bishop on g4. Clevdog has resubscribed tier 1 for 27 months. Says, John, I finally caught you for the first time in months. Hope you're doing well and flourishing. Good to see you. Okay, here. Here maybe rook e1. Okay, he's going for me. What have I missed? Take, take, take. Knight e4, take. Queen h4. Do I have to take that? Can I just back up to g1? He can't take a pawn at the moment. He's got c5. Is that real? Let's just see. Knight e4 check. Takes. Queen h4 here. Takes. Rook takes. Knight at g5. King here. Takes the rook. Well, that looks real enough to me. Unless I can just avoid queen h4 by moving, but it'll come queen h4 anyway. It's making me very uncomfortable. Alright, I'm gonna back up here. And then I think c5 is the move. Well, this I wasn't as worried about. Because pawn at f2 is the one that's worrying. So he's going to try to get a knight for f2. We've got to stop that. Oh, takes, knight e4, bishop at g1, so I concede c3. Do I have any other way? You know, I've got to cover that. If he plays knight c3, I might consider counterattacking at that time. Or it could be a pawn at g6. Maybe pawn at g6 is more sensible. Ooh, okay. H3 is a very interesting move. I hadn't considered that. Queen H3, H4. Yeah, I've got to try to make some ground. Alright. Okay. Gotta grab E4. Let's check. Running low on time. Oh, it's high pressure here. Yeah, I should have this one. I just gotta get rid of this guy. It's black's key defender. Alright, good games there. Tidy scores, 6-all. Thanks for playing GSVC. Some very nice games. I thought GSVC had more clean wins than I did. He made an absolute fool of me in the first half of the series. I felt I just missed some critical moves. He missed a few critical moves, but overall 6-all. That's a nice scoreline by Nilovic. Yeah, Flourish saying you've gone down to less than 1 second 3 times already. Yeah, my brain just doesn't move as fast as normal. I mean, I last night was looking after Spencer, and I think he woke up at 2 a.m. for a bottle of milk, 3:30 for a bottle of milk, and then after that, every half hour to 1 hour, he was crying. And I think I put in some Nurofen at 4:30 a.m. and then I was just wrecked this morning when I don't know, he woke me up again at 8 a.m. and I had like hardly any sleep. So that's the night I've come off. So my play these days is a little bit of a function of what my night was before, but I had an absolute shocker. So I do need to get some sleep before I go to work tomorrow, or else I'll be in even worse shape. So yeah, hope you enjoyed those games, and I'm sorry if I had a few bad plays with losing on time or making a few bad blunders, but I'm glad to at least level the series at 6-all against such a strong opponent. Yeah, I did push. Says, where are you from, Jen? I'm from Australia. GSVC says 6-6. We both get knocked out of CWC. Last week, Cruise Smash says, is Spencer a better or worse sleeper than Bella was? Sounds rough. Actually, overall, for the first year, Spencer has been the easier baby than Bella, to be honest. And that's not Bella's fault. It's not all Bella's fault. I think when you're brand new parents and it's your first child, you also have no idea what you're doing. So, there's times where you're trying things out and figuring out new things, and your poor baby who doesn't know what's going on doesn't have any consistency in your routine because you're trying to do stuff that you don't understand. So they're also, more reactive and emotional to you. Whereas second time round, you kind of know you're going to do 6 or 7 nappy changes. You know that your child's going to be tired every couple hours. It's still hard and you're still waking up at night, but you already know you were going to get hit by a bomb, and so it's not like you were going to hide in the bunker or you weren't, or you were going to hide in the bunker. No, you knew you were going to have to hide in the bunker, and so you're prepared for that better as a second time parent. And I think some of that rubs off on your child in that they have more consistency in your approach because you already know what's going to happen. Anyway, so sorry to turn the Crazy House stream into a parenting guide, but that was just on my chest and something I had to share with you all. So I'm going to call it a night there. Thanks so much for tuning in. I can see we got 66 viewers. Really appreciate all the donations and the subscriptions. Crazy House World Championship is really heating up. It was good to cover one of these matches. I hope I can cover more of these, and we're looking forward to more candidates qualifying in the near future. Okay, take care. We'll see you next time, and stay safe wherever you are. Bye for now.